Good afternoon, and welcome to another live WDCB broadcast from the PianoForte Studios in Chicago. I'm Barry Winograd, and in just a moment, I'll be joined by the Chicago jazz duo of Joanie Pallatto and Marshall Vente for some music and conversation. This broadcast is made possible through the cooperation of the PianoForte Foundation, a nonprofit whose mission is to preserve and promote piano culture. PianoForte will present a live concert from pianist Angelo Hart tomorrow, April 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. More information on that event and PianoForte's upcoming 10th anniversary gala taking place May 8th at the Ritz-Carlton, Chicago, online at pianofortefoundation.org. Two Again is the title of the latest duo recording from vocalist Joanie Pallatto and pianist Marshall Vente. They're a duo who've worked together extensively over the years, including the album Two back in 1997. We've been hearing some of their latest work over the past few months here on WDCB, and now today we're going to hear these two live. Joanie Pallatto and Marshall Vente, welcome to PianoForte.
Gather round me, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. There's a spirit coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. Do it right. You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. You've got to spread that joy up to the maximum and bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith, or pandemonium's liable to walk up on the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In-Between. Go! Beep, 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 ba-da-do-ba-da, ba-da-da-dow. Wow, 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 wow. Beep, 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 dee. Beep, boop, bop, bop, la, 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 la. I don't mess with Mr. In-Between. No, I don't mess with Mr. In-Between. You've got to accentuate accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. You gotta spread that joy up to the maximum and bring gloom right down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark, 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 dark? We better latch on to the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In-Between. In-Between, in-between, in-between. Don't. Don't do it. Don't mess with him. I think you'll know this one. I need somebody, not just anybody. You know, I need someone. Help. Oh. Dum-dum. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days have gone, I'm not so self-assured. I find that I just changed my mind, I've opened up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Oh, hey, oh, hey, 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 help me. And now my life has changed in oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being round. Won't you help me get my feet back on the ground? Won't you please, please help me? Help me, help me, help me, help me. Da 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 da. And now my life has changed in oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Won't you help me if you can? I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Help me. Oh, help me, help me. Oh, I need somebody, not just anybody. You know, I need someone. Oh.
Pallatto and Marshall Vente, and you're listening to DCB Jazz on WDCB 90.9 FM. I'm Barry Winograd, and Joanie and Marshall are wandering over here. And I should tell you that Marshall Vente is a regular working musician here in Chicagoland, has been for a long time. Also host of Jazz Tropical on WDCB Sunday evenings at 10 p.m. Said you've been doing that for what, 3,000 years now?
2000. Yeah. Moses and I started.
Okay.
23 years.
23 years. That's fantastic. Yeah. And also teaches at Roosevelt University, or do you say Roosevelt, however you'd like.
I call it the Large Jazz Ensemble.
And Joanie Pallatto, a wonderful musician who's been on the scene a long time, one of the leaders of Southport Records, which is a very important recording label here in Chicagoland, and has brought us Von Freeman and Willie Pickens, that great Christmas album that Willie did, and of course Bobby Lewis and many others, including yourself. And these two have a brand new recording. It is called Two Again, and it's also on Southport. And first of all, welcome to PianoForte and WDCB. Great
Thank you,
have
Barry.
guys here.
Thank you.
And I guess the first place we should start is, we've all been on the scene a long time, but how did you two hook up, find each other? I mean, there's so many great piano players. Joanie, when you heard Marshall, did you say, now that's the cat I want to do these things with? Or did you say, well...
I think it was an evolution because when I met Marshall, he had known Sparrow, my husband and co-owner of Southport Records. Sparrow's here. Marshall and Sparrow go way back. Mm-hmm. So they knew each other before me, pre-me. And then years later, Marshall recorded his Tropical record at Southport, and that was released in
last century.
5 or 6.
95 or 6. And Marshall was using a lot of different singers on the record, people that he had worked with, name a few.
Oh, Temple, April
Anna.
Aloisio.
April,
Anna was on
Anna
it.
Dawson, yeah.
Joanie, excuse your Joanie, Christy.
Right.
Lots of
But
different...
anyway,
Well, I had 5 or 6 singers on the Tropical.
so I'm the label and the studio, right, and producing, and Marshall said, well, Joanie, we should do a song together. And I said, let's not do all the big production with the horns and the Tropical thing. Let's do a duo. And that's how it started, really. And then we decided to do the first 2 record that was released in 97.
And now we have a brand new one, and I really have enjoyed it. And what I've really enjoyed is the fact that Well, let's start with the very first tune you did, Accentuate the Positive. You did the verse. Now,
Yeah.
nobody does or very few vocalists actually incorporate the verse of a song into the song itself. Usually they start at the A section and off they go.
Right, probably
Is-
that's probably true with most jazz singers, but I'll bet most cabaret singers do the verse, right?
Okay, well, you know me, I know jazz.
Well, I insist, if we're in this situation, I insist on the verse, if we can do it.
Now, why?
And it's part of the song.
I know it's part
The
of the song.
composer wrote it.
It's a lost part of the art that needs to come back to a point.
Well, wasn't the verse, though, it was more like you're doing a musical, and that sort of got you into the
Well,
song in
perhaps.
the musical?
Sometimes, yes.
Well, accentuate the positive, I would guess that
Yeah.
was very true. So that's why it gets forgotten many times as the introduction. But is that something, Joanie, you've done throughout your career, always incorporated verses, or as much as you've been able to?
As much as possible, yeah. In fact, we recorded My Funny Valentine and we didn't do the verse.
We didn't. Yeah.
But-
Well, shame, shame,
Oh,
shame.
well.
We're going for a different approach.
We were,
on that.
yeah, we're going for a more jazz.
In addition to the verse, I mean, we picked that tune because, well, heavens, there's just so much turmoil in the world these days, and the way we started it was with some confusing piano from me. Okay, something very confusing to.
I'm never confused by your
No,
piano,
that's it.
Marshall.
Well, I was going for something kind of out there.
Okay.
Kind of out there, and then it finally comes through the funnel, and ends up with what we have to do, and that's accentuate the positive.
Well, and you also pulled out, and we just heard it, a song by these guys named the Beatles. And
My dad told me
John
about
Lennon
them.
and Paul McCartney,
We went through the
actually.
list of the usual suspect songs, so we could do Eleanor Rigby or something, you know, ballady and deep, and then Marshall said, how about Help?
Now, when you find a song like Help, and I guess I first saw it in the movie, as many people did, or heard it in the movie, as many people did, how do you decide that you want to do it in the form that you did, you know, as an up-tempo thing or as a ballad? I mean, there are many different ways to approach a song like that.
Well, I thought about this one, fighting the snowstorm on Belmont, coming over to Joanie's that
a rehearsal,
afternoon.
that's right.
And we knew we wanted to record a Beatle tune, and maybe we talked about Help on the phone by then, but I didn't have anything in hand, so I showed up for the session, and we got a key, and then I started fooling with it. Okay, and I said, well, let's try this direction. Let's try. And to tell you the truth, in the back half of it, coming out of the bridge, it took a few passes to get it right, to recompose.
Well, I feel like, too, that when you're doing a song that everybody knows, not only just the older generation, but newer and younger generations as well, it's nice to give them a different approach, a different thought towards that song. A cover, when you're
Right.
covering something.
Yeah, it is kind of like a recomposing thing, bringing something new.
Now, whether it's new or old, and they're all good, when you guys get together, do you have a discussion as to how you're going to arrange these things, or does Marshall just say, hey, let's try it this way,
Oh,
and
no,
Joanie says,
it
let's
depends.
try it this way, and
Every song is different, I would say.
yeah, sure.
No, I don't approach the duo with Joanie as I do with a large ensemble, where I just come in with the chart and say, let's
Well, of
play.
course not, yeah.
No, there's a lot of give and take here, and rethinking,
And certainly Joanie, as all vocalists, has her certain keys that she's comfortable in. Does
course.
the key also lend itself towards the thought of
Oh,
how
that's a
you're
good
going
question.
to arrange that?
Yeah.
occasionally.
I think it makes a difference.
Because every key has its own personality.
That's right.
You probably play some of the songs we do in different keys as instrumentals.
Well, Help was written in A. You know, we turned it to F, and then the interlude was in D. So it's really moving around.
Well, why don't we hear some more, and then we'll come back and talk about your original on here. Are you going to do the original for us today? Mm-hmm. All right.
We're going to do one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. Why don't we get back to the piano? It's DCB Jazz. I'm Barry Winograd, Joanie Pallatto, and Marshall Vente, our guests here at PianoForte. And we do hope that you are enjoying this and you will show your support for PianoForte Foundation. I'd like to remind you that at 7:30 tomorrow night, Angelo Hart, the pianist, will be here live in concert. Marshall Vente and Joanie Pallatto, or Joanie Pallatto and Marshall Vente.
na 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 na. When we played our charade, we were like children posing, playing at games, acting out names, guessing the parts we played. Oh, what a hit we made. We came on next to closing. We were best on the bill, lovers until love left the masquerade. Fate seemed to pull the strings. I turned and you were gone. Now from the darkened wings, the music box played on and on and on. Sad little serenade, song of my heart's composing. I hear it still, I always will. Best on the bill, charade. When we played our charade, we were like children posing. We were playing at games, acting out names, guessing the parts we played. What a hit we made. We came on next to closing. We were best on the bill, lovers until love left the masquerade. Fate seemed to pull the strings. I turned and you were gone, while from the darkened wings, the music box played on and on. Sad little serenade, song of my heart's composing. We were best on the bill, I hear it still. Best on the bill, charade. No, 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 our charade. I'd like to mention to the world that today is Marshall Vente's birthday. And we have a special guest in the audience today, and it's his birthday this Friday. And we're going to sing this song as a special request for George Freeman. Yay. My ship has sails that are made of silk. The decks are trimmed with gold, and of jam and spice there's a paradise in the hold. My ship's aglow with 1,000,000 pearls, and rubies fill each bin. The sun sets high in a sapphire sky when my ship comes in. I can wait the years till it appears one fine day, one spring. But the pearls and such, they don't mean much if there's missing just one thing. I do not care if that day arrives. That dream need never be. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to me. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to me. To me.
Pallatto and Marshall Vente and My Ship. You're listening to DCB Jazz. I'm Barry Winograd. We're going to get him back over here at the table real quick. And hey, hello, George Freeman. Glad to see you, man. All right, yes. What a nice surprise here. We're at PianoForte Foundation, and further information about their events at pianofortefoundation.org. Now, your new recording includes 2 originals, and I was sort of thinking as a musician, it's sort of the way you put it, vacation followed You May Laugh. It's like a musician take a vacation, okay, fill in the laugh here. But
it's an odd thing. Last year we were recording, and independently of each other had booked vacations maybe 6 months earlier, and we both left town on the same day, used the same airports. I mean, everybody uses O'Hare, but the same airports in other parts of the world.
Oh, really? Wow.
And returned on the same day.
Wow.
In different airports, and went to completely different locations.
Right, and we wanted to do an original song, and so
And just keep it clear, Sparrow and Joanie went in one direction, and Ruth Ann and I went in another direction.
We weren't on the same vacation.
No.
But we shared a vacation.
But we shared a vacation.
So that's the
You were
song.
both on a happy holiday.
Yeah, we don't want to give away the song until we perform
No,
it.
but I do want to ask you about, because we're a little short here, writing a tune
play.
together. I mean, do you come up with the lyrics first and Marshall with the music, or is it a combination of the two at the same time?
It depends. This time I did the lyrics, and Sparrow threw in a line or two.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then Marshall and I did the music. I told him what I thought the melody parts of, and then he came up with ideas.
Gave me the conceptual theme, and then
On this particular
Then we
song.
met at Southport Studios and sat down. I came
It's
up
always
with
different.
came up with a couple of drafts and this and that, and a few hours later we had something.
I think when you compose, sometimes the words come first, sometimes the music comes first.
Right.
If you're lucky, they come together.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of great songwriting duos, of course, throughout American history, about history. George and I were Gershwin just to start with. And I was always curious about how they did it and read about it, and I'm always curious to ask how people write songs together.
And sometimes I'll just write the tune and ask for somebody to help me
To
with the
put
lyrics. 'Cause
lyrics in.
I've never really tried lyrics yet, but I've written plenty of tunes.
A lyric will pop into my head. I've got a whole deck of index cards.
And so,
I work with index
Ideas,
cards. So,
yes.
yeah, ideas.
Well, that's great. Well, you have 2 originals on your new recording called 2 Again. And why again? Because there was a 2 first, so this is 2-2. And
we had a hard time coming with the title of the first one and the second one.
yeah. Well, 2-2-2 Tootsie. Anyhow, could we get you to do an original?
Should we do Vacation?
We should.
It's up to you. I like vacations. Never see them. All right. So this is Joanie Pallatto and Marshall Vente, and they're going to bring us a couple more songs here at 90.9 FM, WDCB, and DCB Jazz.
We shared a brief vacation. Why did it end? You're not in my location. You are my friend. Well, even Howard Hughes had to take a break, and we ain't got nothing on him. We left Chicago and found Tobago. We never tell our secrets, so don't pretend. Let's share a toast and start again. Let's start again. We shared a brief vacation. Why did it end? You're not in my location. You are my friend. Well, even Quincy Jones has to take a break, and we ain't got nothing on cue. We left the Bahamas to find Nirvana. We never tell our secrets, so don't pretend. Let's share a toast and start again. Let's start again. Vuva 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 ve, udodo duka duba 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 de, lele lola de. Why did it end? Why did it end? Why did it end?
Let's do the first tune.
This is the song that brought us together in recording our duets. Louise Bonfa with lyrics by Oscar Brown Jr. The dawn of a beautiful day, the day when the carnival starts. I hear a song that's new, out of my heart it flew, song of my love for you. Do you hear it too? My fingers cannot help but play these strings as they strum my guitar. And this song I sing, I'm praying, will bring you to me. Will you come to me? I hear a song that's new. Out of my heart it flew. Song of my love for you. Do you hear it too? My fingers cannot help but play these strings as they strum my guitar. And this song I sing, and I'm praying will bring you to me. Will you come to me? Oh, the magic that's born on this carnival morn is a love song that's torn from my heart. Oh, the magic that's born on this carnival morn is a love song that's torn from my heart. Melody born on this carnival morn. Do you hear it? The melody that's born. It's born, dawn of a beautiful day. Da 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 da. The dawn, 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 dawn. the dawn of a beautiful day. Oh, the melody is born.
You've been enjoying the voice of Joanie Pallatto and the piano Marshall Vente in a live performance from the PianoForte Studios in Chicago. Their new CD is titled Two Again, recently released on Southport Records. More info at chicagosound.com. This broadcast is made possible through the cooperation of the PianoForte Foundation, a nonprofit whose mission is to preserve and promote piano culture. PianoForte is presenting a live non-broadcast concert from pianist Angelo Hart tomorrow, April 9th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. You can find more information on that event and PianoForte's upcoming 10th anniversary gala online at pianofortefoundation.org. Our thanks to Thomas Zoles, Victor Lejeune, and the entire crew here at the PianoForte Studios for their help with today's broadcast. Thanks also to the folks back at WDCB for their production help, including Clarice Gavoris, Bill Tennant, and Paul Abella. And thanks again also to Joanie Pallatto and Marshall Vente for sharing their music with us. I'm Barry Winograd. Thanks for listening. And now let's send it back to the studio to Paul Abella and more WDCB Jazz.